Hey, good evening, all of you Minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with the amazing Amanda, your host, and the Uncanny Omar, my lovely co-host. How's it going, Omar?
Hey, it's going good. Everybody have a good Friday. I hope it's a good.
It's
It was
good,
already it was
good
already a good
Friday
Friday. Now it's an even better Friday.
because we get to review two superhero shows. What
Yeah,
could be better, man? We are living in the
dude,
times, guys.
I got to announce some awesome reprints that
That's
everybody's been
right.
looking forward to for a long time. So Hickman Fantastic Four is coming out back into print, baby. You
Oh,
all
I'm so
did it.
excited! I can't wait to get that. How am I gonna get that, Omar? Are you gonna give me the hookup? Because I need to. I think I need to replace or add. Because I think I have a
You have the
hardcover.
tray. You have the trade paper. You have a mess. I'll fix
Yes,
that
I
for you.
have all
You have a
trades
mess.
except for one hardcover, and it's unacceptable.
It's
And you know how
unacceptable.
much I love Hickman's Fantastic Four, so I feel like I need a
Yeah,
proper
yeah.
um
I got you.
adding that. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I know
Yep.
you have me. Yeah, I
I
know
got
you
you.
got me.
I
That
got
could
you.
be my baby shower gift, not for the
How
kid, just
many baby shower gifts you need, woman?
You're right. I did throw everything else away, so I'm starting over from scratch. So that kind of sucks. That's what you get for waiting 5 years between kids. Yay!
Surprise! But
Okay,
now you know to keep that stuff just in case.
yeah, just in case. You never know.
Oh man. Let's get
Hey,
yeah.
Martian Pilgrim said you're going to give me
I
the
already
review
know
copy.
Maddie ends up with all my cosmic stuff. You can have my Hickman stuff. And then my buddy Graham ends up with my Silver Age copies.
Yes.
Because he's a 12-year-old that likes the Silver Age.
Hey, you gotta love that. There are very
That's
few 12-year-olds appreciate that era, so take it while you can get it.
absolutely. So, yes, we are here to talk about the Winter Soldier and Falcon.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I keep calling it Winter Soldier because
I
I'm so
don't know
used to that
why.
movie. I'm used to that
Yeah,
movie.
and I'm really leaning hard to the banners, everyone. This is telling Omar, so that way you guys can keep track of when we're talking about what, minus the random times we veer off the conversation. But for the most part, you'll know if you're watching this after the fact when we talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier and when we talk about Invincible. So there you go. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so we are going to be talking about that. So do you want to go ahead and get started? Because we have two shows to talk about. And I think the only thing we need to talk about with the Falcon Winter Soldier Power Broker episode is this right here. What is that? Why was Baron Zemo trying to dance at this shady nightclub in Madripoor?
How did you already find that? Like,
I don't know, but it was. I was just looking for gifts in general. I said, if there's only a few gifts I could get from the episode tonight or today, it had to be this gift. And I am so happy I found it. Of all the things they could have shown us.
Pretty interesting. But yeah, let's talk about it because this is a pretty interesting episode where
yes.
As far
longest
as
one so far, 53 minutes. So
it was a long episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Amanda, do your thing.
Yes. So Power Broker opens up with our new Captain America and his buddy Battlestar, pretty much trying to go door to door to those who are hiding out, Carly Morgenthau and the Flag Smashers. And you can kind of see John Walker getting a little desperate, guys. So Gone is the kind of happy-go-lucky guy who is trying to recruit Sam and Bucky from the last episode. And in his place, we get a really frustrated guy because no one's given him the respect he deserves. For instance, the German gentleman that he kind of is trying to interrogate, he pushes up against the wall. He's like, do you know who I am? And the guy's like, yeah, and I don't care. So clearly he doesn't quite get the same respect as our old Cap does. And I think it's starting to get to him. The guy even spit in his face. So when you spit in someone's face.
I was a little disappointed about John Walker's reaction to that because I expected John Walker to take that guy and put him through the wall when somebody spits in your face. But all he did was just go, and do you know who I am? I was a little disappointed by that reaction. But
well, I think they have to build up to him truly like being the complete dick we expect. So we're not quite there. It's a little bit with especially how he reacted in that front. but I think we have to build up to it because obviously that's not how our old Cap would have reacted if that had happened. But people also feared him, and he was a super soldier, so that helps too. Anyway, so basically they have no leads. So that the actual government has no leads, and I think John Walker and Battlestar, Lamar, realize they have to basically follow the footsteps of the only two people they think actually have any leads, which are Sam and Bucky. Meanwhile, Sam and Bucky are going to interrogate Zemo, who we find out in this episode is a Baron. I just love how things, I don't think they retconned it. We just never explained where he came from in Civil War, but it's fine. So basically Baron Zemo and Bucky have a really interesting conversation, and Bucky decides to get him out of jail or get him out of prison by starting a fight the easiest way. No crazy Mission Impossible stuff. And I love that he did it. Like, they show him doing the entire thing as he's telling Sam how he would have done it, and it already happened. And of course, Sam's not really along with the plan, but unfortunately, this is what they have to work with because they have no leads, and he does know Hydra. And at the end of the day, this man just wants the super soldier serum gone. So if it's out there, he has a bone to pick with Carly Morgenthau, and he wants the soldier serum gone. And then that's when they realize that he is a extremely wealthy man with his own plane, and his family has all these different cars from generations. And that's where we get the glimpse of him.
Old white butlers.
His old white butler was quite hilarious.
I mean, that's what I strive to have when I get lots of money, is an constant, like, I'm going to be looking for my own Jarvis. And, that's, I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I want.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a rich man in MCU, you have like a white butler or AI butler with a white British man's accent. Either or, that's what happens if you're an MCU rich man. That
dude was old too. Did anybody else get like? I was surprised that dude was like, how long has he been with the family? Like since the 1920s. He reminded me of the old dude in Ocean's 11 is what I was going to say. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's not who I was thinking of.
Okay.
But that's why you
said sorry.
I got so excited thinking we're thinking the same thing, but never mind. So on his extremely expensive plane, and he also grabbed the Zemo mask too while he was in one of the cars. And so while they're on the plane, he has a very interesting conversation about the super soldier serum and the ideas of creating a symbol, because obviously now Sam's like, I wish I could take the shield and destroy it. And then of course, Bucky's like, no, that means a lot to me. I would take it from you before you could destroy it because the world needs a Captain America. And then that's where Zemo has a very interesting conversation that leads from Hitler, that kind of relates Hitler, the Red Skull, and Captain America, because he makes the good point that when we look up to these icons and these idols, we forget their flaws, which can happen when you look at people as icons and idols. And we can even look at today's, politics and stuff and pinpoint to some people where people look up to them so much they're willing to ignore the really bad stuff about him.
Oh, dude, yeah. Say no more. I got you. You're talking about Kanye West?
Yeah, Kanye West. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought you were. I thought you were going there, but I didn't want to say it.
You were sure? Okay, yeah. Okay. So they end up going to Madripoor because they're going to see a person named Selby, who apparently is the person you need to start with as far as the ladder is concerned on Hydra. So when they get to Madripoor, they have to
Where are they going?
Madripoor. Yes.
Oh my God.
Fans or Marvel fans, Madripoor has a long history in the Marvel comics.
In case you don't know what that means to a bunch of comic book nerds like myself and a lot of you all that are watching, Madripoor is this, the Marvel universe has always had like real cities. That's what stands out about the Marvel universe, is that it's in New York, it's in Philly, it's in LA,
like in Gotham or stuff like that. Yeah.
Whereas DC had Gotham and Metropolis.
Yeah.
Madripoor was one of these made up cities that's kind of like based on like Singapore. So
basically,
so what's really cool is that it was made by Chris Claremont, created by Chris Claremont in the pages of New Mutants, but it was primarily used in the pages of the Marvel Comics Presents, which led into the Wolverine ongoing series. So holy crap, when they said Madripoor, I said, oh man, that's a cool, subtle way to sneak something in like that. But on top of that, when he walks by and he sees the Princess Bar, and I'm like, dude, go in there. That's where Wolverine likes to drink. Like I'm a freaking nerd freaking out. I'm like,
You're like, I love that Easter egg.
That's almost a small cameo of my favorite character of all time showing up in an MCU property, like a proper
MCU. Be there. They just didn't go in there.
They could retcon it later.
They could retcon it later. He could still be hanging out there. Before we move on, Roger had a good thing that the Butler would have been a great Stan Lee cameo, and you're right. If he was still alive today, I feel like that would have been a Stan Lee cameo. Would have been the Butler. May he rest in peace. So they get to Madripoor. They have to don some costumes, some disguises, if you will. Basically, Baron Zemo is just Baron Zemo, rich man with awesome fur coat. And Bucky has to be the Winter Soldier again. And and Falcon has to be Smiling Tiger, which was hilarious. He's also in the comics, right?
Good job. Yes, he is. Yes. Now, let me give you a little background about Smiling Tiger. This is my only job here. This is what I do. Yeah. Look how, like, what is this? What is this, man? This episode was crazy.
It was crazy.
Why are these three together? This dude was trying to kill him.
It shouldn't even happen, but it did.
Reprogram Bucky. But anyway, the Smiling Tiger is actually a character from the New Warriors. He's part of the Folding Circle. The New Warriors, like, I was like, hell yes, Smiling Tiger. And I'm like, can it be the Smiling Tiger? Surely. Yeah, whatever. So I thought that was cool, man. Like, as a fan of Wolverine and New Warriors, this made me happy. The rest of the episode could have sucked, and I would have been still okay with this episode.
You got all that.
I got that, so that's all I needed. All right, carry on.
Yeah, so they enter a bar, and it's clear that in Madripoor everyone carries. It's a low-life, dirty, secretive place full of the baddest of the bad people. We get strange cutscenes of Baron Zemo dancing. I'm going to play it again because it was the weirdest part. I was like, of all the things to cut to show him doing that awkward dance.
Amanda, quit tripping. You know, if you saw a dude looking like that at that bar and giving you the eye, you'd be up dancing up next to him.
He looked like Daniel Bruhl, maybe. Daniel Bruhl's a pretty good looking dude. Or how did he go for Bucky?
No, he kind of creeps me out. Like, he plays a really good creepy dude.
He is. And so they're trying to find Selby. And of course, to show force and to show he means business, he has to make Bucky pretend that he's still under the Winter Soldier command. So Bucky has to beat a few guys up. It's a pretty cool action scene of him just kicking ass in the bar. And of course, this makes Sam a little uneasy. Like, you know, you good, Bucky? You still you? Like, we're not falling back into this. But he does make a comment to Sam how easy he could fall back into his, old ways. So, of course, that does give Sam some pause. And then Sam also has to drink a really strange drink with snake guts to prove that he is Smiling Tiger.
Which is his favorite drink.
His favorite drink, which was hilarious.
Dude, that was a pretty funny scene. When he he's like,
mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, oh, God. I didn't know what to expect. And then that happened, and it was hilarious.
I like that.
And so eventually they get to meet Selby, who at first I was like, who's this going to be? It's not an actress that's super famous, but I thought maybe I thought it would be Sharon Stone, and I was going to die because she had the short blonde hair. And I was like, nah, it's not her.
I was expecting like, oh my God. It's going to be Seraph. Is it going to be Tiger? Is it going to be a character from Madripoor that, Patch Wolverine would hang out with? Mm-hmm. But they have this character, Selby. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a character I guess they made up for the show. So Selby obviously gives Baron Zemo information about the super soldier serum because Baron Zemo said he's going to give her the Winter Soldier, which I was really curious how this was going to end anyways. So Sam's phone call interruption, and then Sharon.
I like that too.
Yeah, Sharon's also, coming in and diverting everything was also helpful too. But I didn't know how they were going to end that. I don't know what their plan was from there. But anyways, we find out a guy named William Nagel, right, is a scientist who's been developing it. And he is here in Madripoor, in fact. And he's been developing it for the Power Broker. So we also learn about who the Power Broker is. Someone very, 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 very important in Madripoor. He's the judge, jury, executioner. I guess it's a he. Could be a she. I have my theories and doubts about it. But
You have your theories already about who it is?
yeah, it's a Mephisto thing, I'm sure. It's probably not going to be anything.
Don't go to theories. I'm already imagining Wolverine sitting in that princess bar drinking.
I
So,
know. Yes. And
what's up,
so
Michael? Finally, our what's it called?
hey,
You,
our moderator's here.
yeah, we can now get the show started. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, we've already been going for 15 minutes, Michael. All
Yeah,
this crap's been coming through. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. What's
Everyone's
up?
been really great tonight.
Yeah, it's been good. All right.
Yeah, so obviously Sam's phone call with his sister, like who wouldn't, why didn't he put his phone on silent is beyond me. I don't understand. He knows he's undercover doing this whole mission.
You gotta build up that drama, baby. You gotta build up that drama.
So he has the phone call messes everything up, but of course Sharon's there to basically save them as their sniper in the wings. They aren't even sure who it is. And once they find out Sharon, she's about to kill Baron Zemo, but they stop her and they end up going to her house in Hightown. And boy, the last 5 years, more like, I guess, almost 7 years, because you think about it, it would like from Civil War to Infinity War was 2 years, right? Because Sam said 2 years on the run, and then Infinity War, then 5 years from there with the snap. So 7 years this girl's been on the run. So she's pretty bitter. Unlike Sam and the rest of them, she really didn't get a pardon or anything for what she did by stealing the wings and everything.
We haven't seen her since Civil War, correct?
We have not at all.
I know you really like the character, so I know you missed her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't like what they did with the romance, but I'll tell you, if this episode proved anything, they can change characters from the Captain America movies and make them infinitely cooler in just one episode. Because I was all aboard Sharon Carter in this episode. First of all, she's badass. Second of all, she clearly is a more than capable woman to create this whole life for her here in Madripoor. She's not even in the low area. She's in Hightown, and she's selling real expensive artwork, having these banging parties, selling artwork to all these people. So she's made a wonderful life for herself, even though she can't see her family and she's miserable in all those regards. But at least she's not running from the law and having to be on the run constantly. So I guess that's a bonus. So basically, she doesn't really want to help them at first. But Sam says, I can get you pardoned. I can help get you back to the States. And so he basically makes a deal with her, help us out and we're going to help you with this. So she ends up finding out where William Nagel is. And so, or Wilfred Nagel, sorry. And so they end up going the next day to his little lab, which is you think it's going to be in a shipping container, but it's a secret door that leads to the lab behind the shipping container, which is pretty cool. And Wilfred Nagel's there, regular old straight. Like, I almost got, when he first appeared on screen, I got, what's his name? Vibes from Green Lantern. Peter Skarsgård vibes. Just the way his voice is and how kind of dorky he was.
From Green Lantern?
Yeah, Peter Skarsgård's dorky character when he becomes I know you don't. I did this for your birthday party. You couldn't even remember.
I thought it was.
You blocked that movie out. I think.
I thought it was tied in with Waititi. Wasn't it Waititi? His friend, that guy.
Taika Waititi. Oh, you mean the guy who did it? Was Wilfred?
No, okay. So in Green Lantern, it was his friend was. Gosh, I can't. Taika Waititi. Woo, Titty Waititi and Hector Hammond, right?
Hector Hammond was Peter Skarsgård. That's who this guy reminded me of.
Oh, that actor. Gotcha. Thank you.
The way he talked, like that weird high-pitched voice.
Who's she talking about? Yeah, that's what I was trying to. And yeah, that's what I
Skarsgård is the actor who plays Hector Hammond. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
gotcha. I don't know what Taika Waititi had to do with that. But I don't know why. But no,
he was in Green Lantern.
From Green Lantern movie. From the movie, not from the other stuff. From the movie, just his weird high-pitched voice, kind of, look and everything like that. I know it's obviously not Peter Skarsgård because when it's Peter Skarsgård. But anyways,
I don't because you had to tell me.
So it comes to find out, Hydra had approached him before the snap and everything, and asked him to create the super soldier serum. He created 20 serums. Then he got once Hydra was destroyed or exposed back. This is between Winter Soldier and Ultron, right? Then the CIA picked up his work. They used a other super soldier's blood, which we know is Isaiah now. And that was the missing piece he needed to create the perfect super soldier serum that would give you a Captain America or an Isaiah and not a Winter Soldier crazy person or the ones that, what's his name, destroyed. Anyways, so he made 20 serums. Of course, then he got dusted. So then 5 years later, he comes back. He tries to get back in, and they're like, no, thank you. We don't want it. And so he's upset. So where does he go? Madripoor. Someone will buy it. Well, that's the power broker. Then guess what happens, guys? The Flag Smashers come and steal his serum. So, of course, the Flag Smashers are on the power brokers hit list. So not only are the different governments of the world looking for the Flag Smashers, but also this extremely dangerous person that we don't know the name of who it is also looking to kill Carly Morgenthau, the leader of the Flag Smashers. And she also wanted Wilfred to heal someone called Danya, I think Maligny. Well, Mama Danya is what the woman's what we know her as, because we see a couple of cut scenes with the Flag Smashers. Carly is, in hiding, and they're telling her to go see this person who's about to die, and it's a woman named Mama Donya. So it turns out she has tuberculosis. She had went to Wilfred to ask her to ask him to heal her, and of course he did not. So, because she has passed away. And of course, after he unveils all this stuff and saying that, there's nothing here in the lab, that they took everything, then basically Baron Zemo decides to blow the whole thing up. And of course, that's fun. And so as they're trying to escape, some bad guys show up. Sharon has to have some really badass fight scenes in there. And then, of course, they have to have some really badass fight scenes. Baron Zemo throws on his mask.
She uses a body as a shield. That was cool. I dug that. That was cool.
She's really she became a really good character in just one episode. I was like, this is how you do it, guys. Yes, she doesn't need to be a love interest for Cap. She just has to be a cool character with some substance. What
titties are my favorite things. Dude, I'm serious. You can ask her. That's what I've called him. I can't remember his name. Oh, I know. Come on, Ray.
Ray, did you just show up? Ray. You talked about that at the beginning of the episode. Yeah.
Of course, I know that, man. Come on now. Yeah, man. I love that. Just seeing that little cameo of that city, Princess Bar.
Yes. I do like. There's all these little X-Men nods throughout these shows that you've seen.
Well, you saw the X at the end, right?
Yeah. So it's almost like they're getting ready to gear up and maybe possibly, announce something soon, like, hey, we're going to start doing some X-Men production. Because when it comes to Disney and Marvel, I believe them on what they say they're going to write and produce and put out in theaters or on TV. Other people, I don't believe until, like Omar said, there's a trailer. I don't believe it. So Baron Zemo, you think he's going to escape at this point, but he doesn't. He actually ends up stealing a car from one of the other shipping containers and he actually helps them out, blows up this big water tank thing, getting rid of the rest of the bad guys who are kind of have them pinned in a corner, Sharon and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. And so he ends up getting a car. He's like, all right, let's go. Sharon's like, I can't come with you guys, even though Sam wants her to. And as they're leaving, someone else shows up, a woman, I guess Sharon's driver or assistant, and she's like, we've got a problem, and gets in the car. And I was like, are you the power broker? Are you working with the power broker? What is your relationship to the power broker? Because you seem to be in this too deep, Sharon. 7 years is a long time and enough time to get power. So what's going on? So I have a lot of questions. So then when they're in
we only got 3 more episodes, Amanda, so we gotta, right? It's only 6 episodes.
That's why these episodes feel like they really rush a little bit and go fast, but I know we only have 6 episodes, and so we only have 3 left. So we have a lot of stories still. Could you imagine it's just a 2-hour movie? What they would have had to cut out? I know, it's just, yeah.
yeah, it's a rhetorical question. Okay.
Yeah.
Did
you want to imagine?
I didn't catch that. Yes, I can.
So
I knew the theories are coming. It was Mystique.
Oh, Mystique. There we go.
Oh boy.
It could be Mephisto. I don't know anymore. So then while they're in the air, they learn about the Mama Danya, who that person was, and they decide to head to where she is. I forget where'd they go? Latvia?
Labia. It's
Labia.
pronounced
Okay.
labia.
Labia. Okay, so they end up going there.
Pronounced labia, dude.
And as they're going, they land and they're in the streets, Bucky sees something. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a walk. I'll be back for a minute." And it's one of those little beads from the Wakanda communicator rings. And so he goes there, and who do we see?
Okoye.
This chick. Haven't seen her either. And that's Ayo, who is second in command for the Dora Milaje for Black Panther, or in Wakanda. So she's basically, I'm sure, very upset that they broke Baron Zemo out of prison, and she's going to want some answers. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen next week with her added to the mix.
I was not expecting to go the Wakanda route with this show. Nor was I expecting to see. That was not Okoye. Yeah. I know. It was, what was her name? Ayo.
No, it's Ayo. Ayo. She's second in command.
Yeah.
Ayo.
So I was not expecting Madripoor, and I was not expecting a Wakanda tie-in. So awesome. And I think it comes from me just not giving a crap anymore, because I used all my brains for WandaVision trying to figure out where they were going to go next. So for this, I'm just like, let's just have fun with it. Like one of the biggest rumors I saw was Omega Red is going to make an appearance here. Because I also heard the same thing about Omega Red appearing in Black Widow. And I don't know where these rumors get started. I think it's sometimes it's people that trying to make their comic books worth a lot of money. So the CGC YouTube channels, like, rumor has it, and I'm like, damn, I should do that with Omnis. Rumor has it that Omega Red is going to appear in Falcon Winter Soldier.
That's right.
Rumor has it. Shit, I can start rumors too, man.
Yeah, we can all start rumors.
But I think like a couple of my subscribers emailed me asking me if it's true, and I said, dude, I don't know anything about the shows. Obviously, I was really wrong with WandaVision, so
we all were wrong about WandaVision. Maybe not. I feel like I was very wrong, because I never thought it was really going to be Mephisto, but that's fine.
I think most people thought it was Mephisto with all the freaking things they laid there. Really, Michael Emmond? Omar, I don't know if you know this, but Omega Red originally appeared in X-Men 4. Really? Rumor probably came from Bleeding Cool. I don't know where it came from.
I was thinking we've got this covered. I want to see Omega Red in Falcon. I'm gonna look it up. Where the original source?
They made Zemo a Baron, so I'm already fully on board with this show.
Oh yeah, I love that. Like, even his character compared to Civil War is infinitely better already. Like, just his interactions, everything. Not that I'm saying it's because of Chris Evans, Captain America, but giving them more screen time and giving them time to shine really gets these characters more well-rounded, I think.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Leo, for the first time, I didn't have a Q&A.
No, but I did see Leo did say earlier he was shocked about about Ayo showing up from the Black Panther. So yeah, I was shocked too. That was not who I was expecting at all. I was like, who is it?
I got this covered. That's going to be the name of my channel.
How many views we get if you just start coming up with rumors? I've got this from a friend of mine who happens to be this, that, and the other.
Look, yo, for real, I have a friend that works at Hollywood Reporter. I could just use her, even though she don't work there no more. But I'm sure she knows people. I'll be like, look, I heard from my friend who works at Hollywood, and I'll have a clickbait thumbnail. I'll need you for that though.
The rumors came from 4chan. That's where they came from.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it's hard to say.
Maybe. I mean, it could still happen.
Yeah.
It could still happen. I don't know. Just 3 episodes. But then again, I didn't think Isaiah and Eli were going to be introduced in this. So
you did not. You even second episode proved you wrong. You were like, I just don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening. I didn't see it happening, man. I was shocked it went to Labia too, right? On the streets of Madripoor, baby. I want to go back to Madripoor.
So Omar, what'd you think? Obviously, the Flag Smashers did stuff too, guys. You can see that Carly is going to do whatever it takes, and I don't think some of her followers necessarily agree with that. I think that's good enough as far as what happened with their story. So, Omar, what you think about the episode?
Okay, removing the fanboy curtains.
Yes.
I don't think I like this one as much as the second one. I think the second one still worked better. and I think it was something was lacking from this one. So on my
It's their
rewatch,
interaction, right?
I noticed that it's their characters. Winter Soldier and Falcon. I don't know. It's just not there. There's no chemistry in this one. There was
Yes.
more in the second one when they were forced together in the therapy session. So I don't know if it was like the second one was filmed before this episode, or I don't know. I don't know if it was the actors. Something was missing.
Yeah.
And then immediately you throw a third wheel in there with Baron Zemo of all
No,
characters.
yeah, no room for them to, yeah, exactly.
But you know, there were some funny moments. So yeah, I mean, it was fun. I'd probably give this one a 7.5 out of
Like this
10.
one, that funny.
Yeah, like that. When he gets like, you know, a lot of good Easter egg moments, like when he gets that mask. I thought that was cool when he picks his mask up. And then having Sharon Carter come back like a badass that took out a bunch of dudes without a gun, like she was fighting with no gun. So yeah, 7.5. Well, what about you? What did you think about it?
So I rewatched it too because I had, I watched it and obviously first go around really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I particularly enjoy Sharon's new character. I love it. I hope that we see more of her. Is there a way that, I know we're not going to get we can get an Agent Carter, but it's her. Like, right?
I have a serious question about that to you and anybody that knows this. So is the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is that not canon anymore? Did they get rid of that? Is that like, because that's what I've heard, but I don't know if that was started by 4chan.
I don't know if they've necessarily got rid of it, but considering that, we've already seen the Darkhold in two different, like the Darkhold's different in this with WandaVision than it was in S.H.I.E.L.D., for instance, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, and I think it's given that some of the people that you've seen in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think they're going to retcon it. I think they're going to just, besides Coulson, it's okay to just kind of,
because Coulson's still dead in the MCU. He's never shown up in the movies.
No, he's never. As far as we're concerned, he's not. He hasn't shown back up in the movie since never. Since he died in Avengers original one.
Spoilers, Legion Quest, but hell yes.
But no, as far as the watch, like I think the big thing with me was there wasn't.
She's saying that Feige said no, apparently that they're not in continuity, so they have been retconned. There are no Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It makes sense. It really does, and I think that'll be like.
I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because of that one hot chick. Mulan. Mulan's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., wasn't she? I cannot remember her name. She is beautiful.
They're talking about the girl who's also going to be the Powerpuff Girls. What's her name?
I was talking about the Mulan princess girl.
I know. You're talking about Ming. And I was
Ming.
Yeah. I was about the other girl. I can't think of her name.
Oh, wait. Coulson showed up in Captain Marvel, but that was before he died, though.
Oh, yeah. So it was.
So he's still
you're right.
dead.
So he's still dead in the current. Yeah, but he was in the 90s. Yeah, I haven't seen
He didn't show up. He didn't show up at the end, though, right?
Yeah. Chloe Bennett, that's the girl. Thank you.
Oh, Quake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, she's the one in Powerpuff Girls. She plays one of the Powerpuff Girls live action. Anyway.
Oh no, man, Ming now win. Like, oh my goodness, that woman hasn't she hasn't aged. Yeah, she hasn't aged at all.
Yeah.
She was She was Chun-Li, and she's in the Boba Fett series, the Chronicle. What is it called?
She's in Mandalorian. No, she was in Mandalorian, but she's also going to be in the Boba Fett series too. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? The Chronicles of Boba Fett, whatever it's called. Oh my goodness.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Book of Boba Fett, right? It's the book?
The Book of Fett.
The Book of Fett. That's what it is. Yeah, the book. Yeah.
Fake nerds. Hashtag fake nerds.
Fake nerds. Okay. Anyways, but I think the problem is they are trying to move the plot along, and I think that is where we had to give up some of that chemistry between the two of them. They had to get to Baron Zemo. Of course, that means we're not going to have much of Sam and Bucky together, which is kind of a shame because when they do get a chance to be together, they do have good chemistry. We just didn't get to see it that much in this episode. And that's what a lot of people are relying on because we want that buddy cop feel. But this episode was, I think, more about moving the plot along and introducing new characters or reoccurring characters like Baron Zemo and Sharon and pushing the plot forward more than it was about the two of them. So I'm hoping episode 4, we're going to see a little bit more of that interaction between the two of them because I think that we're going to have to because we're still going to have to deal with Sam seeing Bucky going back to his old ways just because he had to. But where does that fall into that? Where they stand? Especially because he's not really pleased about the Baron Zemo stuff. I'm sure he's not happy about it still. So I'm hoping that happens in episode 4. But other than that, and the pacing was really fast for me, but other than that, I would have given this like an 8 out of 10. I still really enjoyed it, mainly because of Sharon Carter and Baron Zemo. They became better characters in this. I don't know how that's possible to make characters better characters from what they were before, but to me they seem better already.
I still don't know how I feel about Baron Zemo teaming up with the good guys. Like it's not
gonna be that way forever. You know that.
No, I know, but I'm just it's so different than the Civil War feeling that I got out of that character. So what anybody that has watched this, like what would you all rate this particular episode 3? What is it called? Power Bottom?
Power Broker.
Power Broker.
That's a different kind of Falcon Winter
Soldier. That's Falcon Winter Soldier. I saw the wrong movie.
That's on a different channel.
I downloaded the wrong movie. All right. Yeah. 3.5 fist bumps out of 5. Well, okay. That's interesting. We're running it out to 7. 7.5 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Gideon's giving it a 7. Nice. 9 out of 10 from Leo. At least an 8 out of 10. Phil Owens an 8 or 7. Sorry, Phil. Brandon an 8. So it seems like a big congratulations to Amanda.
Oh, thank you, Oxmeat Pete.
Would you direct this episode?
No, he was. Yeah.
7.5. 8. 7.5 for my buddy Jaime, and Carly's giving it an 8.5. It's our favorite episode so far.
Derek's cough Thunderbolt.
Yeah. I heard the same thing about Thunderbolt Ross.
Hey, wait, we gotta wait until what's it called comes out? Black Widow in July.
Yeah, with Omega Red. Oh, and Spider-Man 3 is gonna knock our socks off. 8.5 out of 10.
Better.
5 out of 10 with only 6 episodes. I need more plot development. Then I got okay. Fair enough.
We're losing the buddy cop aspect. 8. Matt gave it a 9.
Ray loves it, man. Loves it. Whew. 8 from Ipsy.
Maya gave it a 6.5.
Maya's been harsh. Buddy.
Yeah, she's a Siskel and Ebert over there.
She said not enough. What's his name? Who's
I thought there was a lot of Sebastian Stan in this episode.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that.
A 10 out of 10.
He gets more attractive to me the more I watch him. So.
Okay.
You're like, I don't really have an answer to that.
I find him really boring. I'm sorry. 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 to 9 out of 10. The first half of the show has been outstanding. A 7 out of 10. You're not going to move up your seat out of 10.
Undead wants to know if we actually like the MCU Spidey.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you all know how I feel about Tom Holland's Spider-Man, so I don't think I.
Yeah, I heard that Uncharted movie he's carrying is going to get delayed until he mans up.
He has. You should have seen what he looked like when he wrapped filming on Spider-Man 3.
I'm good. I believe him.
He is getting pretty big for his little frame, but I think he's fine.
Okay. How cruel was Here you go, Amanda.
Yes, I sent that Joe Goose to Omar, and I said, cruelest April Fool's joke ever. So for those who do not know what we're talking about, Boss Logic, a digital artist, has done actually a lot of posters and stuff for Marvel because his work's just gotten really popular. And I have one of his pieces. I met him in October of last year, or the year before, October 2019, in Chicago. And I have a Spider-Man piece he did that he signed for me because I love him. And he did this poster, and it said coming Disney Plus, and it was basically a Daredevil like poster for like Daredevil on Disney Plus. And I was like, that's terrible because it looks so good. It was such a good poster, and clearly it was an April Fool's joke. But I was like, that's cruel because we all want Daredevil.
Well, that's another thing I keep getting asked about is Daredevil in the MCU. They're like, do you think it's going to be Charlie Cox? And another thing that, and I swear, I think a lot of these comes from the CGC guys, because this is my buddy that collects CGC comics. He's like, should I pick up Alias #1? The big rumor is right now that Jessica Jones is going to show up in She-Hulk. And I said, the big rumor from who? And it's like I was watching, I can't remember the name. I'm not going to throw names out there. And I was like, dude, that guy has less subscribers than I do. I can make up crap too.
Exactly.
My luck, Jessica Jones is going to show up as She-Hulk. I'm going to be like, damn,
exactly.
Okay, I guess I was wrong. Maya has thoughts. She's going to talk on Sunday.
Okay. I'm interested because I particularly enjoyed this episode. So
how can you find the hopefully new Luke Skywalker? He does look like him. But
he
guys,
might.
come on. Like, Luke Skywalker was really boring at first. He was a whiny brat.
He was
Wasn't
really
until
whiny, guys.
Empire that he was
And then even people didn't like old man Luke Skywalker. They thought he was too grouchy.
We're
There's
not.
no winning on that.
Don't go that route. Don't do that. Don't do that to this episode. I'm trying to stay positive. All right, 6 out of 10.
I was like, no one really appreciated Luke Skywalker. He just this is a mess.
That was not the man's fault. 6 out of 10. Kind of bland and like every Marvel movie ever. Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Fair enough.
If you're not a Woody Harrelson, Woody Harrelson's busy with that.
He's too busy being
red wig.
So he's already
He's all Cletus Cassidy.
Undead, yes, he does. Sometimes he does go to cons and he does sell prints and he signs them. Yes, they're expensive, but they're worth it.
Omar, I live in Pensacola, and when I saw Godzilla, I saw my city in a movie. It's pretty epic. Yo, cool. Man, I don't think I'm ever going to see my city or Amanda City in a movie. Not Godzilla.
Well, not Godzilla.
Elizabethtown. My city was in Elizabethtown, and that movie put me to sleep twice.
Poor Orlando Bloom. Why was he trying to go that route? No,
they super glued chest hair on his chest.
God, he's not like that. That accent was terrible. Sorry, we could go into that.
7 out of 10. And I like what's his name's movie, the Almost Famous guy. Who's the director?
Of Elizabethtown? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same director. What the heck is his name? Almost said John.
What?
As Almost Famous.
Oh
my God, Elizabethtown was. Hey, yo, my town was in that movie.
Cameron Crowe.
Cameron Crowe. Thank you so much. Look. Ari already knew. He's like, I don't need Google. I got this.
IMDb.
Whatever.
Ben Wilson said, "My city, Sydney, got destroyed. The Pacific Rim. It was fun."
Yo, Amanda's. Well, no, you didn't grow up in Philly though. You like,
I went to school in Philadelphia. Plenty of stuff happened in my city. Like I times me and my friends wanted to try to break into the Liberty Bell to see if we could find the National Treasure Clues.
Hey, yo, reality check. You've been in Kentucky,
and I've been in that Urban Outfitters where they're like changing clothes and stuff in the middle of it. I was like, "Well, this is where Nick Cage
was." You can't claim Philly anymore.
It's true. Look,
what does your shirt say?
Kentucky girl. I know, I'm just so far removed from it. My accent has accents. I mean, it's over.
Omar, you live in France? I do live in Versailles, France.
Yeah, except they say it wrong. So, and I remember the first time I came to Kentucky to visit my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and he's like, "This is Versailles." So I was like, "No, it's Versailles."
Nah, that's not Versailles.
I've been on the steps of the Palace of Versailles in France when I was 12, and I was like, "This is not Versailles."
Or so. Oh, look, we got somebody from Owensboro. Hey! What's up, Owensboro? What's up, man? Melanie is saying they filmed part of Elizabethtown in our town of Versailles. Now Melanie is claiming ownership of Versailles.
You know what's sad? The new TV show that came out with Anya Taylor-Joy, Queen's Gambit, it's about Lexington, Kentucky, but they didn't film in Lexington, Kentucky.
The entire show. What the hell was that called?
They did Fayette County School District buses. I was like, how is this possible?
All right, Amanda, help me out here, and I know how I'm going to make the connection. The guy that was in Deadwood, Timothy. He was in The Office. Yeah,
all the time. Yes.
What was his show?
Justified.
Lexington, Kentucky. None of it filmed in Lexington, Kentucky. None of it.
Well, to be fair, I'm sure here in Kentucky we don't have probably the best filming deals and stuff. Like, Atlanta, Georgia, and Vancouver, like they just have these great breaks and stuff they give filmmakers if you want to film in their places. That's why you see a lot of like the Marvel movies, they film so much of that in Atlanta, Georgia. You never filmed in New York City. They were in Atlanta, Georgia filming it the whole time, right? So that's, we just need to offer the film industry more, but that could also be detrimental to our economy. We could get into all that, but it's not important.
I mean, we need more films here. That's one of my buddies trying to start a production company here in Kentucky. But anyway, when I saw Queen's Gambit, immediately I thought Gambit, of course. And then I thought, it's a British show. It's a British show. So I'm going to watch it. Dude, I didn't know it was about chess, and I didn't know it took place in Kentucky. But it did have my girl in it, and I got to read.
It was fabulous. It had so many British actors who ought to play American, like the guy who played the kid who was in Love Actually as a little kid, and then he grew up, and then he was, what's his name, in Game of Thrones. He's
Joffrey.
in it. Nope, the kid who had the legs.
Henry Winkler.
Then Dudley, Dudley Dursley from Harry Potter, when the one who kind of got weird but hot, weird grown up, he's in it too. It's like the weirdest show ever, but it's amazing.
I thought it was a good show.
I'll watch it.
I live in Missouri, and the show Ozark is set in Missouri. I like Ozark, man. I binge watched that. Was that your Q&A, Leo?
I think that was his Q&A.
Omar, what do you look like clean shaven?
Like find out.
This. I have to shave actually because it's getting to be a little much. So it's time to say goodbye to the beard. It's getting warmer. Yeah. Hey dude, hiya. Good weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Easter weekend. I can finally eat fast food again. Neville Longbottom was his name.
No, not Neville. He's not in. He's
the guy that got hot.
He got hot. No, this kid got.
Amanda likes the big kid.
Yeah, Dudley was his little his cousin that he lived with, who was really rude.
Oh, that guy.
He was really big in the show, and then he lost all that weight, and then he was in that Buster Scruggs. He was the guy who had no legs and arms. Remember that? And they took him. His sidekick took him around and made him sing or whatever.
You talking to me?
No, well, anyone in the chat.
Anybody knows what she's talking about? Because I don't know what she's talking about.
Yes, yeah. Yes, I have seen the statue of Rocky. I've been near the statue of Rocky because we used to go to the Philadelphia Museum of Art all the time.
I've seen the statue of Rocky.
We've seen fireworks there, which is packed 4th of July. Like the steps, everything is just packed. We saw concerts there for 4th of July too. We used to ride bikes near there and around there. So yes.
Look, I asked people a question, but now they're like, I don't know what she's talking about. Dudley was the bitch who bullied him. He looks good now, though. Okay,
yeah, so good. But still a little weird, like it's a little awkward in the face, but he does he lost a lot of weight.
He'll grow into it.
Yeah, sure he will.
All right, so Falcon and Winter Soldier was good. Check out Invincible. That's what we're going to talk about next.
So let me change the banner real right quick and in a hurry to talk about Invincible, episode 4.
Spoilers.
So now at this point, every time I watch Invincible, every time I listen to Nolan, which is Omni-Man speak, I'm always thinking he's a double meaning in everything he's saying. And it's evil. Whatever he's trying to say, it's bad. When he's talking about Earth and everything, he's talking about I don't think he's there to help. I think he's there to take him over. I just don't trust the guy anymore by any means at all. I don't trust him.
I think that's the way you're supposed to feel.
Good. Well, they do a good job in the script because everything he says, I convince has a double meaning.
Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Because honestly, that's kind of the way it reads too.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Leo
just doesn't care what our opinion is anymore. He's like, I'm done. About Invincible?
Invincibles or just I don't care generally.
What is happening? Are you Tavon Lawrence?
Wow, Tavon.
Is that your other account?
I like the first 3 seasons, and then after Nick and Jess got together, I was like, oh God, why they always gets ruined?
Are you also a fan of the Mindy Project, Tavon?
I did like that too, but then after her and what's his name got together, it also got weird and it was hard. Yeah.
Oh man, he had a Kanye moment. I'm gonna let you finish, but New Girl, the best sitcom. What? God bless. Yes. So Amanda hasn't read it, and I've read the entire run of Invincible, and it's interesting to see what she thinks, because she's just basing it on the TV show, and I think it's fun to see the perspective of somebody that hasn't read the comic. So go ahead. What else are you thinking now?
Quickly, Ben Wilson, thank you for the super chat. He has to run and watch Invincible. So yes, head out, go watch it, come back and watch what we have to say about it. Peace out.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the super chat and for, just being part of this.
And while we're all here, halfway through the episode or about over halfway, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Let people know for the algorithm that this is a cool show to watch.
Yeah, let people know this is a cool show to watch.
Invincible. So Debbie Grayson.
Y'all are still talking about New Girl?
Yes, thank you, Griffin Eggs. Yes, as soon as they start dating, just stop watching. It's just over. I mean, it's even with Pam and Jim once they got together, once the will they won't they's gone. It's then the other characters have to get weird, and then it just gets weird, and then
who disliked I'm iron fisting you.
Oh no,
They may enjoy that.
they bet
Just saying.
I would do
Now,
that.
I'm excited about Creep Show because I watched all the first season, and it's not, of course, nothing is ever as good as George Romero and Stephen King teaming up for the first 2 movies. But they had its moments. So I'm excited for season 2. All right, episode 4 of Invincible, Amanda. What else? What are your thoughts? What do you think about this?
All right, so episode 4. So obviously, from the previous episode, we know that
Shave my beard. Is it going somewhere?
I think you were saying you were going to shave it.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to shave it.
Remember? So in the previous episode, right at the end, we saw Damien Darkblood. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Hellboy, the
Hellboy
detective guy.
Yeah. Come to Debbie Grayson, kind of putting some doubts into her mind about her husband, Nolan, Omni-Man. And so that's kind of where we pick up with this episode, or start off with this episode, whatever. And she's starting to have some, doubts about her husband and what's really going on, especially because he is acting weird. He's going back to how he used to be, kind of a blowhard and stuff, when he first came to Earth before he met her, and then she changed his life and everything like that. Right. And he's still training Mark, and he's having some really in-depth conversation with Mark about being Viltrumite and what that means. And so, and like I said, a lot of these weird double meanings, at least that's how it came off to me, where he's almost trying to convince Mark that they are better because they're Viltrumites, and Earth do they need protection, or do they need to be taken over? That's how I'm getting at it, but it's fine. I'll theorize all day long because I've never read the comics, and I got the first compendium sitting downstairs, but I haven't cracked it open yet. So then Olga, which was Red Rush's wife, comes to Debbie asking, hey, I'm leaving. I don't trust the government. I don't trust Cecil. Cecil's the guy with the messed up face who works for the government. I don't trust any of them. And I'm leaving. I'm going back to Russia. And can you sell my house for me? So now Debbie, because she's a realtor, decides to go ahead and help Olga sell the house. And of course, when Nolan hears about this, he reacts so strange. Like he doesn't care. Like he has no feelings. And that kind of puts Debbie off a little bit. Meanwhile, Mark is starting to date Amber. They're having a great relationship. Amber basically, to me, is just Zazie Beetz, like in comic book form or in animated form. And that's who plays her as Zazie Beetz. And of course, him and Eve are still, friends, but now Eve's like, I don't even know if I want to be a superhero anymore. So she's going through her own crisis. And meanwhile, we also have the Robot Man. I forget if that's his name. Robot Man?
Robot Man.
Yeah. He's clearly doing some undercover stuff. So we saw that he was the one who helped that cloned bad guy, which I can't remember his name, escape, and he kills other clone. Well, we get to see that guy.
He did the same thing as Sharon Carter did. Use it as a shield.
Yes, use his other clone as a shield.
Yeah.
And he's making another clone of himself. So Robot Man's watching this, and he's also trying to get the new Guardians of the Globe back up and running as well. And so he has a really interesting thing where he's trying to tell Rex, basically, don't sleep with anyone. Don't sleep with anyone. You already messed up with Adam Eve. Now look at that. She's not on the team anymore. Don't sleep with Monster Girl. Don't sleep with Duplicate. Don't touch anyone. Just don't do it, Rex. And Rex like, you can't tell me what to do with my thing with swings or whatever.
That's what you sound just like him.
And then Robot Man grips him, and it's like really hard. He's like, ow. And he's like, I'm sorry, I don't have my own reflexes. And you see there's like a little needle. So obviously he took Rex's blood. So that's going to come into play later, right? So then Cecil comes to Nolan and is like, hey, we have a manned mission to Mars. We need someone to basically come and for 2 weeks and oversee it. Just, they don't know you're going to be there. Just oversee it. And he's like, no, I don't want to. Basically, we know Cecil's trying to do this to get Nolan off the planet. So him and his guys have time to properly, do their investigation of Nolan to see if they think he killed the Guardians, right? Obviously, why wouldn't they think that? Because he is like not of this world, yet he survived and everyone else died. It just seems weird. And the way they all were killed just seems a little odd. Like it was pretty graphic. Yeah. And so he wants him to go, and he's like, no, I'm not going to go. And he pretty much refuses outright. And then Mark decides he wants to go. And no one's like, no, you don't need to. You need to train with me. I'm busy training my boy. You train with me. But of course, Debbie's like, it's his job. Let him make his own decisions. So Mark decides to go. And then he's like worried about Amber forgetting him after 2 weeks. This is a weird thing. Like, it's only 2 weeks, man. Your new girlfriend's not going to forget you in 2 weeks. Which, of course, she does tell him that, like, that she's not going to forget him. And so he has to go run off and do his mission to Mars. And so in the mission of Mars, first time there, he does a pretty good job at first of, concealing himself. They almost, the astronauts almost see him when they land on Mars. But then, of course, he kind of falls asleep. And when he's fallen asleep while he's trying to watch them, they've obviously walked off and done their mission. And now he's trying to play catch up. So he's trying to find the astronauts who have kind of walked away from where their landing site. And now Mark's like, crap, I messed this up really badly. So meanwhile, back at home, Debbie and Nolan are having some conversations, and Debbie's pretty much like, what's going on with you? You're so different. You've been ever since the Guardians died, you've been acting so different. And he's like, you know what? Let's go on a date. So he decides to take her to Rome to their first date. So apparently this is where he flew her on their first date, to this really cute little place in Rome. And they're having some food, and they're outside in the little courtyard area of this place, and they're having a conversation. And he basically is telling her, like, here's why everything's so stressful. I think Cecil and them think that I had something to do with the Guardian's death. And she's like, what did you? He's like, no. And basically, he's like, I don't remember much of what happened, but I don't think I had anything to do with it. And then all of a sudden, this big monster dragon thing starts attacking the city. And she's like, Nolan, you gotta do something. He's like, I'm here with my beautiful wife. I'll let them handle it. The Cecil and them who are on duty. So that's very interesting. And then Mark manages to find the tracks of the astronauts, which stop at a certain point. And then he realizes when he stopped, he opens up this, door underground. And they did mention that the Martians are real people. So watch out for the Martians. There are aliens that do exist. They live underground, so they shouldn't bother you, but just in case, watch out for them. Your job is to make sure our astronauts come home safely. Well, as soon as he opens up the thing, one of those face suckers attacks him, and there's several to do.
It was like a face sucker.
That's what exactly. Now they're called sequids in this, but they were basically face suckers, right?
Look at you nerd. You knew what they were called. Wow. Okay.
And so after he managed to get them off, and they didn't react, they weren't able to penetrate him or so he ends up going down there, and all the sequids there are all these sequids all around. And then he realizes that besides them, there's other creatures. These are the actual Martians. So the Martians take him prisoner, and they also have the astronauts. And the king explains that the sequids, they will basically attach themselves to life forms and then use that to take over planets. However, they don't react the same way to the Martian men, and so they kind of just die off. But humans, they will. So why don't they react to you the same way? And he's like, oh, well, because I'm half Viltrumite. Do you know what Viltrumites are? And the Martian guy's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm freaking Martian. I know what a Viltrumite is. I didn't like the part where they were like, you speak English? And they were like, no, we speak Martian. Nice little touch.
Nice little touch. So he's like, hey, if you just let's get these guys out of here, and we'll go back. We'll finish our science stuff, and we'll just leave. So they escort them back out. And as they do so, then they end up, I don't remember how this exactly happens. So they have to end up going back to their ship. They're running back to their ship. The Martians are attacking them because they're, trying to escape. They think they have one of the sequids or whatever the case may be. So trying to escape and stop them from leaving the planet. But of course, Mark's able to stop, use his strength to lift up the astronaut ship. So they were able to take off from there. But of course, one of the astronauts does have a sequid inside of him. And then you later see him coming back to the Martian planet, and he's attacks them, which is kind of crazy. But of course, Mark also manages to steal a piece of the Martian rock before he leaves. So
because he had good intentions.
He had good intentions.
That rock.
Yes, which is very interesting. So then he gets back, and there's something going on in his house. It sounds like there's commotion, and he enters, and his parents are just sitting there. So obviously his parents were doing the dirty deed, but
They're about to. They're about to.
They were about to, but it sounded like it was.
Oh yeah. It was getting ready. You know, that happens a lot in the comics too. Like the parents and Mark, and it's just a thing that happens in the comics.
Exactly.
They have a healthy relationship, and Mark is just aware of things happening.
Very aware because he's a teenager. So, you know, obviously he came home earlier than expected, but good news. So then, after that, he goes into school and he gives that rock to Amber, and Amber's like, "So where'd you get this from?" He's a very non-specific story, and he's like, "It's
so stupid." Rock. He was like, "It's an Earth rock." What?
What?
He's like, "Just don't show it to any scientist that might know things about Earth."
Exactly. And then
save on that Viltrumite libido, dude. Especially later on with that, you know. Never mind.
I don't know.
I know you don't know. You find out. You find out though.
Yeah, clearly. And so, also while all this is happening, Cecil manages to trap Damien Darkblood. He's like mad at him. He's like, "I told you to stop investigating this stuff," and Damien's like, I can't stop. And he's like, "Well, now I'm going to excise you." And so
I gotta stop you for a second because B-Man's screaming with 3 exclamation marks. Amanda. I love how diligent you are.
To be fair, I didn't take any
notes
today
at recapping episodes. It's all in her head, man. It's all in her head.
Yeah. These episodes are it's like pictures in my head. So then Damien, so they end up excising Damien back to hell, and Cecil's like, "I need him out of the way because I don't know yet what Omni-Man's plan is, but I don't need Damien interfering with it. I need to figure out what's going on." So basically, they don't trust Omni-Man. They also don't want Damien interfering. However, by the end of the episode, we realize that Damien's not really gone, is he? So we're going to see Darkblood again. And then that's kind of how it ends.
That's how my head ends. One of the things we have not talked about is I really enjoy how they introduce the episode, the title.
Oh yeah, we
never talked about that in the first 3 episodes, but it's so I think it's a cool, unique little way to do it. Like
every time
in this one,
right?
Yeah, in this one it was a little forced where he was like, "I'm in," you know, when he's introduced himself. But in the other ones, like it was like I can't remember. It was like somebody taking a punch, and you're like, "Don't you know that I'm
invincible?" Yeah,
shows up. Yeah. I really like that.
And he did that one in this one. He's like, "Hey, it's not like I'm," and then it goes like straight. Yeah, I think it's very clever the way they do that.
Hold on. Omar, you have a wife or do you have a free pass? Gideon, what are you asking? What are you trying to say, Gideon? And how much money is involved, Gideon? Wait. Gideon, wait, you're a kid, aren't you? Are you I can't keep track of I need to start writing down who's underage. All right, let's go back to this though.
He's 13. Gideon, aren't you like 13 years old?
Oh my gosh.
How do you know about free passes already?
He watches Friends. All right. So
we were on a break. Okay.
All right. So let's discuss the episode. I think the animation is still the same. Still fun when it's
still fun. Definitely love the animation.
Action, lots of action. I didn't notice this. Have you noticed that every time they introduce the Invincible logo, it gets bloodier? I didn't notice that
back and watch it, but you're right. It is bloody. I just didn't realize you are not 7 years old. Undead 797.
I don't trust anybody.
Undead 797. I think you were born in July of 97. Please tell me if that's true.
Don't take that out of context, Melanie.
It could lead to bad things. All right.
I don't want to start a cancel Uncanny Omar # movement. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, for this, it did seem like a little bit of a slower episode than the previous ones. I mean, it held my attention, but it was like, let's get Mark off planet. Let's see what he can do kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I want to be more down there. I want more of the Guardians of the Globe, and I want Mark interacting with them more. So for me, it was a little bit slower than the other episodes, but I still know I don't still know what the Sequids are going to do. If that was just a one-off, or if we're going to see that come back into play.
We may.
So, what about you?
I like that this is different than the comic books. In the comic books, the dynamic between Omni-Man, his wife, there's no suspicion going on. There's none of that happening.
He's just a doting like wife who trusts him in the comics.
I just saw Gideon's message. I don't know what that means. Okay. Yeah, so it's a little bit different than it is here. So I enjoy that about the show. Because she's all suspicious, and then she's like, what's going on with this? So very nice. I like the changes that they've made so far to her and Cecil. Also Cecil. He's a lot different in the comic books too.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He's the guy in the comic books that you're like Omni-Man, like, I don't trust everything this guy is saying.
No.
Whereas here in the show, he's like just the guy in charge of the Guardians of the Globe.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think he just is the guy in charge of the Guardians of the Globe, because look what he did to Damien Darkblood. I don't necessarily trust him either. I still think the same about Cecil. And his Dwight sidekick.
His Dwight sidekick.
I don't remember that guy's name, but he just reminds me of that's his Dwight sidekick. Also, I forgot to mention at the end of the episode when Robot Man takes that vial of blood that he got from Rex and then he uploads it and he says, now our work can begin. And what's the thing? Who's the person in the yes, baby? That person. Yes. Or is it a lady?
I don't know. I really don't know. They
don't know if it's
I don't remember
from the comics. Okay,
I don't remember from the comics.
It's he's going to create a new superhero, or he's using. Is that a dead, an almost dead? Anyways, I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out.
That right there.
I wouldn't trust anyone.
I don't trust anybody but Mark.
You got Adam Eve. I want to trust her. I liked her character.
Oh man, I'm excited to see where the show is going to go and how the cliffhanger of the first season is going to go. Because how many episodes is it?
It is. I don't know how many episodes is it. Hold on. Invincible. Is it 9? Is it 9 episodes?
I really don't remember. Okay. We talked about it.
We did talk about it before. Yep.
There's exactly. Sometimes there were times I didn't trust Mark either. Some of the stupid things that he did. They're saying 8.
Okay, 3 then 5. Yeah, I just saw that. So there's 8. So I was wrong. It was a 9. Close enough.
Okay.
It's so weird how they determine how many episodes we're gonna do each season's now. Usually there's a standard, but now it's 6. 9,
now everybody's all 8. Now it's all the Brits. Now it's the Brits. Oh, I'm just gonna do 3 episodes.
I'm just gonna do 3. I'm just gonna do miniseries.
And we're gonna stop calling them seasons. We're gonna start calling them series.
Oh
just like the British
limited series, because that's what some of these are. WandaVision is a limited series, aka I think it's only gonna have 1 season, so it's done.
Although it leaves it open for a second season unless she shows up. But whatever.
So Undead's but there's there's only 8 episodes of Invincible season 1. Why? Well, to be fair, each episode is almost an hour long.
And
so that's nice.
Animation takes a long time, and I'm sure they're going to see. I hope it's doing well. I don't know how do we get numbers for streaming?
We don't.
Oh, what?
That's the whole thing. I've been looking I've been watching a lot of my favorite YouTube shows that I look at when they talk about box office numbers and things. And that's the frustrating thing about not having a box office anymore, right? Is we don't know how much Disney made off of Raya the Last Dragon on streaming. We don't know how much they're going to make off of Black Widow. No one will ever tell us. They're never going to say it. So we don't know. We don't know how much money.
We don't know the numbers of the $30 they were charging.
We know they're $30. You could assume maybe if a quarter of their subscribers purchased it once, you'd get a number, but they're not telling you that. They're not publishing it. So how would you know? And then, of course, you may not see those numbers necessarily in their 10Ks or any of their financial reports they give out to their investors. You might see overall numbers, but not individual numbers. So again, they get to pick and choose what they want to, unlike the box office where we're going to see the numbers because it's the theaters that are numbers, right? So these are now the companies are in charge of it. So it gets really interesting. Like Netflix, we never know, why would you cancel And with an E? It seems like it's really popular. Why would you cancel, all these shows after 1 or 2 seasons? Dark Crystal. They seem to be really popular. They're on the top 10 according to your metrics or whatever, but then you cancel them. But what's the what's the money behind it? Why are you deciding that? So
Too much money
that's
goes into
the problem with
production, maybe.
streaming.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Leo's mad that they canceled. I'm not okay with this. Is that the superhero? Leo, I'm literally reading your Q&A right now.
What? He's still mad about what?
I am not okay with this. Got canceled. You know,
Oh, okay.
superhero, the girl from It. Actually, two
Yes.
characters, two actors from It. That got
Yes.
canceled.
They got that. Was that only on for a season?
Yeah, one season. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We will know if the show is good when we see everyone wearing Invincible T-shirts at Hot
100
Topic.
And once Hot Topic brings out the merchandise, though
Probably.
the Boys is a success, and I don't see a lot of Boys merchandise being sold at Hot Topic. Or am I only ever looking at for WandaVision stuff in there?
Probably. Omar, I'm planning on becoming a comic book penciler or maybe an inker. That's awesome, man. Keep me updated.
Awesome.
Let me know how that journey goes. Let me know how that journey goes.
Yeah. So, Omar, quick, what did you think about Invincible episode 4? You know my thoughts on it.
I think this one was a little slower. It kind of reminded me of episode 2 a little bit with the Martians. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
But and then the date. I think it also it hurts a little bit that I know where it's going. I wanted to get there. I'm like, come on, we gotta.
Do you think it will then?
I think by the end of season 1, there's gonna be a big fight, and I think that's the logical point to end. If we're only working with 8 episodes, there's gonna be some death, betrayal, and a big fight, which leaves you with a new status quo for some of these characters. And I think that's a great, that's a good got him moment. Like, we'll hook these people in and we'll make them keep watching this. So I really hope it blows up. In the next season, we get 12 episodes. And I hope it's a fun show.
I think, I've seen a lot of people that I know who have never read the comics, who've commented or have posted on their social media, like, hey, this is a really awesome show that I didn't even know was on it. And even like some of the other channels I watch, they've talked about it. Like people who don't necessarily read the comics, like, oh yeah, I did watch it. I liked it a lot. You really need to check it out. Ibsy, your question, I have never worked in media. Well, okay, I take that back. I was an intern at a popular radio station in Philadelphia for like a summer, and it was the worst experience of my life. That was the closest I've ever worked in media. And I was just like editing like cuts of like their interviews. It was boring. And I didn't get paid, and I had to live in Philadelphia this summer. Anyways, but other than that, no, this is all passion. I love movies.
She knows 2 people that are famous, like the guy that was in The Big Bang Theory.
Okay, but not now. I don't know them. At the time, we were
weirdos. You always know them.
College, like
you know them forever. That's your right. That's your claim. That's what you claim. Okay.
I don't claim it. I'm not going to be that person. I don't want to be like, what's her name?
I remember when I was
post an old picture of me and Rami Malek, and he tells me to take it down because he's a private person. I want to be weird like that.
Dude, I just remember like we were drinking a few years ago, and you were pulling up these old pictures, and I was like, this is the most interesting thing about you. You've never shared this with me. Like,
I just don't feel like it's that important. So what?
You knew the girl from Orange is the New Black. That's the one that got me. I was like, what?
Okay, so for those who are like, what the heck? So I went to Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A very, Bill Cosby was an alumni there, but we don't talk about that. What's his name? The dad from Full House was an alumni there. Tom Sizemore.
Bob Saget?
Brad Saget was Tom Sizemore. So they have a very...
Tom Sizemore passed away?
Maybe he did. I thought he did.
Tom Sizemore passed away. I love that guy. I know he's a jerk, but I love him.
Okay, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Shoot. I hope I'm not.
Dude, he's still alive, 59 years old, Amanda. Don't do that.
Well, he had an alcohol problem. Okay, whatever. So
you're murdering somebody ahead of time because they have an alcohol problem. Oh my God. All right.
Anyways, so I went to this it has a very reputable theater program. I obviously was friends with a lot of theater people. And I got involved with a lot of theater productions. Even though I was an English major, I was a stage manager for some of Temple's productions, their plays and things like that. And so one of the plays I did, Kunal Patel or Kunal Nair, which is the gentleman who plays the Indian guy from Big Bang Theory. I had a super big crush on him. He was super hot. He had a British accent, but he was a graduate student at Temple, and he was one of the leads in the play. So yes, I have pictures with him because we got drunk together and hung out, and we would talk, and he did yoga on stage. Okay. And then Samir Wiley was a freshman when I was a sophomore. She was also in the same play, and she is the black girl from Orange is the New Black. She's also in Handmaid's Tale.
Poussey.
Yes, Poussey. Yes. So I knew her at the time, but she left Temple after her freshman year and went to Juilliard because she's obviously a very talented person. So yes, there you go. But I don't know them now. Obviously, they went on and did bigger, better things, and I just kept going to school and then moved to Kentucky, guys.
You went on to bigger things, Amanda. You went on to bigger things, okay? You're on a popular YouTube channel.
Yes.
Where are they at now?
We're
making big money on Handmaid's Tale.
I don't know what Kunal's doing now because Big Bang Theory is over and I haven't seen anything else, but I know that Samir Wiley's doing just fine.
He's fine? Okay. Well,
Handmaid's Tale season 4 does come out soon on Hulu, right? I can't watch that show. It's just too heartbreaking. The idea of splitting up, someone taking my children, I can't do it. It's really hard for me to watch. That's
never watch Sophie's Choice then.
I won't. I know. There's a few things that are very hard for me to watch. That is it. So yeah, I don't pretend.
They ain't got no damn omnis like I do. That's right. They ain't got no omnis.
That's right. They don't omnis like Omar does.
But they ain't got a co-host like me. What's bigger than that, man? What's up? Man, I'm going to write a tell-all book.
I wasn't even that interested.
That was a good segue. What would you give this episode?
This episode, I give it a 7 out of 10. It wasn't my favorite of the first 4 I've seen so far. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think it's a good lead up to something that's going to happen.
Yes.
Somebody, I can't remember if it was in the comments or in the chat last time, said I can't wait for the dinosaurs. And I know exactly what they're talking about. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, oh man, there are moments in here, and I'm not going to compare anything to the Red Wedding moment because that was a big moment. For anybody that read the books, you knew the Red Wedding was coming. And for people that didn't know about the Red Wedding, holy crap, that was a big game changer. I just remember we were with a group of friends, and I had read the books. None of them had. And I was waiting, and I'm like, oh. And then when the death started happening, and I'm just looking around, and everybody's like, oh, Melanie's with me. She's yelling, and she's hitting my arm like it's my damn fault, like I'm damn George R. R. Martin. But by the end of it, it was so exhausting. Like when they cut Kat's throat.
Oh, I know.
Like I remember one of the people we were watching with, he was like, "Screw it, kill them all anyway, man. This is messed up." I feel like there are moments.
That's how I felt too, because I didn't read the books because.
But I think there are moments in Invincible that could
be rival like
something like that. Yeah, because there are moments that you're like, oh, that's not fair. You know, especially if they do it properly. Really, Jack, we're talking about Game of Thrones. If you haven't seen
or read the books by now.
How old is Jack again? I can't remember. Is he 13 as well?
No, he's like 17.
Oh, my bad. He's old. You old as hell. Never mind. Go read the books, man. Go read the books. I need Handmaid's Tale when I get Disney Plus bundle back.
Well, you tell me how it is, Leo, because I watched that first season. It was rough enough, and I was like, I just don't know if I can do this. I don't think I can keep going.
I think I haven't seen season 2 yet. I don't know why. I think it was just a show that I need to. I am older than you, Leo. I mean, Jack. You and Leo and I guess Gideon are the same age. You guys should like hang out and go play Halo or whatever on Friday nights.
Kids will play. I think it's Fortnite now. I think maybe
Fortnite. Is that what's happening?
Young kids play. Yeah.
What the hell, dude? Is Jack Gideon as well? I feel like
he just great.
So sometimes I feel like there's a lot of gotcha moments for me happening in the chat.
There's a lot of catfishing that you're going to discover is there.
I feel like that's what's happening, and they're waiting for that hashtag cancel Uncanny Omar to come out. Look, Jack is hardcore. He plays
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Of course you do.
Yeah, even my husband didn't even like playing Call of Duty.
Invincible starts off cutesy, then gets berserkisk. Yeah, it kind of does.
See that happening.
There's a lot of dark things that happen, a lot of things that are unfair to some of the characters, and don't get too attached is what I always said.
Well, apparently you can't get, if you're in the boys or this, you can't get too attached.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
The
I can't wait
Boys.
until the next season of The Boys.
So, Doom Patrol, that got picked up for season 3? Is
I
that
believe
right?
so, yeah.
Oh, that's what I can't wait for.
Yeah. The BSC
Uh,
can rely on that for DC. Because I'm sure everyone heard New Gods not moving forward. Ava DuVernay's.
Tom Taylor was heartbroken about that.
And James Wan's Trench not moving forward either. So, which leads me to believe that, and this I think goes along with, I forgot HBO Max doing the Game of Thrones prequels or whatever, and we have yet to see anything come to fruition. All we see is George R. Martin just keeps signing new deals for new things, and I'm like,
he's getting that money.
So I think I can't trust that either. I'm not going to trust a DC movie coming out until I see it in a trailer, and I'm not going to trust a Game of Thrones show until I actually see a trailer or production stills from them doing it, because they've got everything out there. I just can't trust it anymore.
So I know that it was Tom King. He was upset about the because he was co-writing the movie with is it Ava? Is that her name? DuVernay? The girl that
Ava DuVernay.
DuVernay, the lady that was making the movie. She's the one that did Selma.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was good. I hadn't seen A Wrinkle in Time, but I know that got mixed reviews. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. Like,
yeah,
we just had Darkseid appear, and now fans that watch the Snyder Cut want to restore the Snyder Cut. Just give us the New Gods.
Yeah,
like, Marvel is taking a chance with these Kirby properties like Eternals. DC should do the same with the New Gods. Like, they doesn't even have to be in continuity or whatever.
Wait, Undead. I would trust Marvel if they said they're going to release an X-Men movie. If Kevin Feige announces it at a Disney, at the, what is that thing called they always do?
D23.
D23. If they do it at D23 and they announce it, they have rarely not produced anything they haven't announced, with the exceptions of changing the
titles of the movies
to a TV show, right? Or changing titles of
Inhumans.
Sorry, in changing Inhumans to a TV show instead of movies, which obviously that just didn't turn out well. But if they said it, I believe it. Yes. If Kevin Feige announced it, I believe it. They have yet to.
I think if it's announced, I'd believe it. But I mean, the DC does this all the time. We've got directors, we've got a writer, we've got somebody writing the script. And I'm sorry, not DC, but WB. And I feel like that just lets the fans down, and then you start not having any faith in future announcements. What was the last little thing I saw was The Rock Central, where he's at Times Square looking around. It's Black Adam. I'm like, even things like that, I can't get too hyped about because you're canceling things left and right, man.
Yeah, but see, the difference is they have The Rock. That's why I don't think that's not something they've already are in production. They're not canceling Black Adam. They're just not with The Rock on board.
No, I'm not saying they're not canceling. No. Okay. There might be a chance that it gets canceled too. You never know. Seriously, I don't want it to. Just like I don't want these movies to get canceled, but I just don't. It happens.
They know they're going to make money. Look at he could take two Jumanji sequels and make millions of dollars. He could spin off Fast and the Furious to its own little franchise and still make. They're never gonna. Yeah, Black Adam. Ridiculous. They're counting on that guy. It's
almost like soliciting books that you never print.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. 100% where I was going with that. What's up, Jose Fuentes? How you doing, buddy? Do you think Marvel will lean really hard into the Kirby style for Eternals more than Thor?
That'd be interesting.
What was it that she said? The director said, because we have a female director,
Eternals, yeah,
and she made a statement about this being like she was given a lot of freedom to do what she wanted with this movie. I don't know if that's going to be good or if it's going to be because experimental can go both ways, right? It can be something really awesome that we've never seen before, or it could be something like, man, they just needed to stick to a formula because this was not good. I like that they're taking chances, though.
Otherwise, they are taking chances. They have to, though.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Otherwise, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, but it can be good or bad. Otherwise, we get your run-of-the-mill Marvel movies that I complain about, like Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yes.
Just saying.
Even though I'm totally fine with it, and I'm still shocked because I'm like, but you like those Mandalorian episodes that Peyton Reed directed.
I hate that.
Like his Ant-Man movies. I don't understand.
There were other people that made that. He didn't make it all himself.
I feel
Omar,
like
read
we
my
still need to
Q&A.
watch Ant-Man
What?
to watch.
I was 3 when
Also-
Black Adam got announced in 2003.
So good.
Why are you so young, man? That's crazy. Good for you. I'm great. I'm happy to join you guys. Thank you so much. Do you know a great book or comic book, Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Flies. Yes. Yeah. I like the movie too from the late 80s with Balthazar Getty.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was good.
Poor pig.
You need to read Battle Royale. Well,
Battle Royale's not a bad. Yeah, I was like, that's not a bad.
Watch Battle Royale. Do not read the manga. Watch Battle Royale.
Yeah, it's not a bad take on it.
Is rough. Jack Pierre is Benjamin Button confirmed. Are we starting rumors about Jack now?
Oh, because when he was the reason. Derek loves the Ant-Man movies. I think we should do a Was It Really That Bad of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I'm not.
Your and mine opinions about it.
I don't think it's the worst. I just didn't like it. I just thought they could do better. What?
Side note, not a superhero related, but guys, when Space Jam 2 New Legacy comes out,
I've not seen the first one.
Review it because Omar's never seen the first Space Jam, and it is out on HBO Max right now. I watched it with my daughter last night.
The original?
I was like, yes.
Is it good?
I forgot Bill Murray was in it. I was like, oh, look at that. I forgot Bill Murray was in this.
I thought you knew that because I thought we did a show where I told you I didn't watch it, but I like the music and I.
Oh, the music is like that. I've looked at I was like, I'm jamming to every song. Monica's in it. All for One's in it.
Yeah, it's the stuff you grew up with.
Yes, it is. It's the stuff I grew up with. Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe we'll do Space Jam. I don't know about that movie, man.
So, Undead's right. You do have to watch it in the 90s for it to hit. It is very much a 90s movie. Everything about it. It's not timeless by any means.
Well, I can't go back, guys. And I mean, Philip, you're gonna call me out for not watching
I was
Space
just
Jam?
saying. I was like, but how old were you when it came out? Were you already
what year?
Were you already a teenager?
Yeah, what year was it?
96, 97.
Oh, yeah, dude, I was a senior in high school.
See, and I was still young, so it was still my jam. Yeah. Welcome to the Space Jam.
Yeah, that's not the song. I believe.
Yeah, and it played it such a weird. Yeah, we can't talk about R. Kelly anymore because he's. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna let that slide. I'm just gonna let that slide. Omar, I've never seen Space Jam, so you're not the only one. Thanks. And Melanie hasn't seen
Jack,
Space
you're
Jam.
also 17, and it hasn't been readily available to you either.
Dude, Martin is saying it's amazing. Like, really? It's amazing?
Who else here has been born 85 up who can appreciate, but not before 2000, who can appreciate Space Jam?
You're making me feel old.
Well, James, that would have been right up your alley. I mean, it had the Looney Tunes in it, and it had Michael Jordan. Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was.
It had a sexy. What was her name?
Lola
Bunny, and now they desexed her. Apparently, is what I hear a lot of people complain about on the internet.
Oh man, Oxmeat Pete. Flubber reminds me. So when I was a little girl, the
original Flubber or the Robin Williams Flubber.
I think he's talking about the Robin Williams. Are you talking about Robin Williams, Oxmeat Pete? Because if it's Robin Williams. The only thing I remember about that movie is my grandfather, who passed away shortly after I watched the film with him, not right that same day, but we went to visit him, and then we were watching the movie together, and he laughed so hard at that movie. He thought it was the funniest movie in the whole world, and he later, a month later, had passed away from cancer.
Aww.
But that's that's what I remember about my grandfather on my dad's side is Flubber, and how much he loved that Robin Williams movie. That's what I remember. How do you not remember it?
I saw that on a date. I saw Flubber on a date, and it was a cute movie. I liked it. I saw Air Bud on a date too.
Yeah, he was talking about Air Bud.
That was Air Bud. She had a kid. And I saw a middle-aged man complaining about these sexualizing cartoons. Just the best.
I
didn't say I was. I just
sexualized, but that's fine.
I just see it on the internet, man.
Yeah. Well, Jack, both things are on HBO Max, so go watch both of them on HBO Max right now.
And Game of Thrones. Come back next week. Come back next week.
How different those two experiences were.
Why am I surprised that Of course, Air Bud died. He was a dog. They have a life expectancy. He was a golden retriever.
Why are all my dogs with me right now?
But then they had Air Buddies, I think, like Air, and like one of them played
yeah,
baseball.
They've had tons of sequels based off of
baseball.
It, yeah.
But no, that's ridiculous. Why would they do that?
Hugo said he used to play baseball or basketball to the Space Jam soundtrack. I knew I sucked that soundtrack. Yes, we did cheerleading routines.
Did you believe you can fly? No.
Not to that song.
You believe you can, but the thing is, I am 14. I got to wait a couple of years, start going to conventions and stuff like that. Also, I'll have to keep practicing how to draw an ink. Ray, you're 14 years old. What's happening with Friday night shows? You're right.
He wants to be an inker. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Ray.
yeah. Keep practicing.
You should wait. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, take your time, perfect your skill, and go to conventions. We'll be there too. So
I knew this was going to come bite me in the ass later.
What? Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. We don't talk about R. Kelly because now I brought that back
up. How many spinoffs did Air Bud get? That's a good trivia night question. Like if we were at a bar, like
I'm gonna look it up.
Write down how many Air Bud sequels and spinoffs there were. Ray Vasquez, the next Scott Williams, or Terry Austin, two of my favorite inkers. That would be awesome. Cancel Omar. He likes our
14 Air Bud films.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Air Bud films. Guys, who knew this franchise was a thing? 14 Air Bud films.
I'm sure the guy that wrote the Air Bud script knows it was a thing. He's like, dang, that bought me a house, a houseboat, 3 ex-wives, and a couple of other accounts overseas. So yeah, keep writing. Air Bud was okay, but nothing compared to Homeward. Okay, we can't compare Air Bud.
Yeah, a whole new aspect. That's a whole different thing. End of itself. I also made my daughter watch Homeward Bound because every child needs to experience that near heartbreak, thinking that Shadow was gonna die, and then when Shadow comes trumping up that hill, I was like, "Oh, thank God!"
For real, we were my kids and I were looking through Disney Plus a couple of weeks ago and looking at the. We were trying to decide on a movie. And they were like, how about The Fox and the Hound?
Oh.
And I said, no, because I'm not going to cry. Now, The Fox and the Hound is a movie that, oh my God, that damn scene where she drops the damn Todd off.
Yeah.
Is it Todd? Is that the fox in the fort and sings that song? Like, I can't. Like, my brother, Tommy, we were watching it one day, and he was like, he's like, fuck you. I'm going outside to smoke. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this in front of you. Yeah. I'm like, we're not watching that right now. I'm not going to cry in front of my kids. Yeah.
Gabriel, I'm sorry if he obviously didn't die, but it's just, he gets stuck in this hole, and they can't get him out. Chance and Sassy, and he's like, just go on without me. And tell Peter, like, and they're like, no, and they're crying. So they leave him in the hole, and you think he's not going to get out of the hole and he's going to die because he's an old dog.
Are you giving a synopsis of Homeward Bound?
I don't know. That's not even part of this. It's not even part of our stream tonight, but somehow we're on the subject of it.
Disney should just bring back Homeward Bound. Bring it. I think they have it. Isn't it on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I think it's on Disney Plus. It is. That's where I watched it with my daughter. But I mean, if you're talking about rebooting it, I don't know.
They should make it like They should make it like We 3. We 3 was Homeward Bound.
That's also very sad. I don't want to see We 3 animated live anything either.
By the way, Omar, I wanted to say thanks for bestowing me the responsibility of mod. If we had to keep it professional on Sunday, I promise to get drunk on Power.
Nice. Okay, congratulations. It's making moderator.
Yeah. Congrats. I remember my wife was like, "Oh yeah, I think somebody made you a moderator." Next up is Old Yeller. Spoilers abound. If they haven't watched Homeward Bound by now, they probably weren't going to watch it anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Maya, I actually did watch the first episode of the new Mighty Ducks Game Changers.
I thought it was the series.
The series started the same time as Falcon did. Falcon Winter Soldier. They both came out at the same time. So they're about 3 episodes in too. And I was watching Lauren Graham, who plays the mom in it. She's from Gilmore Girls. And when she does her bit, I was like, she's that embarrassing mom. Oh, I'm having flashbacks. I'm getting my heart palpitations. The embarrassing mom who's yelling at everyone on the field and making a big speech. Because because that's how my mom was.
Is that how you're gonna be? Is that how you're gonna be?
Major anxiety right now, guys. I can't take it. I gotta fast forward. Let's get where's Gordon Bombay? Where's Gordon Bombay?
Oh, this explains a lot. Wow, look at Leo dropping the knowledge. Oh, Fox and the Hound, the movie
nice.
with Kurt
Yes,
Russell.
Kurt Russell was like a staple of Disney in the 60s. Like he was all around there. They would have like he was like little kid or young man. I don't know. He was a staple.
And Tim Burton did some of the animation, the in between. Yes. He was doing the in between in that movie.
I was watching they have a Pixar documentary. Is it on? It's on Netflix, and they talked about Lasseter and him being in the same animation team as like Tim Burton and stuff. We know Tim Burton eventually gets fired because obviously he doesn't have quite the same style at what Disney's looking for, which is fine. But he's gone on to great things anyways. But it's really interesting to see like the names that he would of these animators from way back then and where they've come up to now. It's interesting. I like that.
Yeah. I think we answered this the last time. Animated film for me is The Black Cauldron, and for Amanda, Aladdin?
Aladdin, yeah.
Yeah, it's Aladdin for her, and Black Cauldron for me.
Honestly, it's a tie between Aladdin, Lion King, and Beauty and the Beast. They all came out around the same time. They all are very much a part of my childhood, so it's really hard because Lion King had Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I had a huge crush on him. I loved watching him in Home Improvement. He's adorable. And Belle, I related to because I too was a loner who loved to read books. And then Aladdin, he was hot, so I liked him. So there you go.
And his brother was in Buffy. That's all I remember. The voice actor. They were trying to get him. They were trying to get him to do it, but he couldn't make it because of scheduling, and so they got his brother to do it. Omar, you need to tell your brother Tommy to say no to nicotine. I've tried.
Yep.
I've tried, and it's from Invincible to Take Talking.
Yeah, you're right.
It's what we do here. Atlantis, you need to see Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, and Brave.
Atlantis is a great underrated Disney movie.
Yeah, and that's the only movie that there was an actual lawsuit from an anime studio.
Oh,
because Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. I'm serious. Like there's a lot of similarities, and that's when there were a lot of similarities with Kimba the White Lion and Lion King, but I think they let a lot of things slide. But this time it was like, no, I think we have enough here to actually take it to do something legal. Nothing. I don't think anything really happened with that, but
yeah.
Let's see. You do know how hard it is to get someone to stop smoking. My mom started recently, and it pisses me off so much. I'm sorry. So far, Space Jam is good for only being 7 minutes into it.
Glad
watching Space Jam.
We're gonna play-by-play from Jack later on.
Lilo and Stitch was fun. I like that. Did you? I didn't know that until recently. That in Lilo and Stitch, they had to reanimate a couple of scenes because of 9/11. Like
I didn't know that.
The plane sequence was actually supposed to take place in New York.
Oh wow!
So the original animation is actually flying through, like between the Twin Towers, and something happened where 9/11 happened, but I can't remember exactly how it went down. Where they had to reanimate it and make it look like they were somewhere else.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I saw it.
Makes sense. A lot of people were doing a lot of that stuff. I mean, taking it out of intros and things like that, like the Twin Towers, and things like that. So it's not.
Man, I remember my friend was so confused by that. The title of The Lord of the Rings. She was like, I thought this was a movie about the Twin Towers. No, she didn't go see it until like when they announced it, the trailer. She's like, oh, what? The Two Towers is the Lord of the Rings thing? Yeah, because that came out in 2002.
Yep.
Yeah, 2001 we had. Yeah.
Talking about Isengard and Mordor, the Two Towers.
Thanks, nerd.
Oh, okay. That's no.
All right. Well.
All right. Yeah, we have gone on, guys. Probably way longer than we needed to.
It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be back Wednesday with a show. We'll talk about news, but I'm not sure if there's going to be another part of that we'll talk about. But we will definitely talk about news. Because I'm sure news will be out between now and then. A lot of things can happen.
DC is going to do a New Gods movie. They're going to do a New Gods movie. They're gonna get me excited about something, and then Black Adam's gonna be canceled.
Exactly. So all things will happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mortal Kombat doesn't come out yet, so we can't review that quite yet until it comes out April 26th. We gotta wait.
Leo, be nice.
Is he saying I'm a nerd?
No, not you. I mean, I'm just saying, be nice out there. Curtis is saying Darkseid is not. That's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, James, you're right. This is true. Regé-Jean Page, he played the Duke in Bridgerton, is not returning for season 2.
Oh man, we were so close to ending the show without talking about Bridgerton.
Yep. Yeah. So it's sad. But anyways, so yes, we'll be back Wednesday with a show, but more on that later. And then of course next Friday with Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4 and Invincible episode 5. Whew, these guys need to get on the same page. It's gonna make it too hard for me. Too much numbers. So
there's only 2. Okay.
2 numbers. Anyways, no, Gideon, I'm not naming my child Alf.
Let's not get her started, Michael. We'll talk about why he's leaving on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Wednesday. We'll give you guys time to marinate and look it up. So, anyways, guys. Thank you so much.
Soak up the news, everybody.
Soak up the news, guys. Soak it in. Get familiar with it because we're going to have comments about it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at @NeoMitCon. Remember to check us out on Patreon. If you want to support us for $1 a month and more, you get all access to Omar all the time, every day. Anything you want, he will give it to you. But not if you're under the age of 18.
Hey, well, let's why do you sound like the worst pimp ever?
I don't know. I'm a terrible pimp. Anyways, and then
we know you ain't been drinking, so
if you want great Near Mint Condition merchandise, please remember to visit our spread shop and get some Near Mint Condition merchandise. And then last but not least, guys, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good night, everyone, and good journey.
With the pass